This is Dr. John Scharffenberg, professor of nutrition at Loma University, where I've been there for the last 58 years. But here in Migdalia, overlooking the Sea of Galilee, we have a lifestyle center that will show you how you can live longer. We have good evidence scientifically of how you can live much longer than people are living now. We have now done a very good study showing the life expectancy of people on several different kinds of diets. Those people in the general population living on the usual meat consumption program are dying sooner. Only 19.5% of those men live to be 85 or older. But those vegetarian men are doing much better. 48.6% of them live to be 85 or older. Now we know women live longer than men. So in the general population, 39.3% of the women live to be 85 or more. But the vegetarian women, 60.1% live to be 85 or more. So this is the reason that we're putting you on the very best diet here in Migdalia Lifestyle Center, so you know how you can live longer. Meat is really a big problem in most countries. Meat is a deficient food. It lacks fiber. It doesn't have any fiber. It lacks carbohydrate. It's deficient in carbohydrate. We need more carbohydrate in the diet than we do fat and protein combined. And here, meat doesn't have any of that. Meat is a problem. People who eat meat are much more apt to be overweight just because of so many calories in the meat. People who eat meat are much more apt to get diabetes, 3 or 4 times more apt to get diabetes. We can reverse diabetes, but you got to get rid of the meat. There's so many diseases where meat is a real problem. How can we persuade the people in this country to stop using all that meat? The World Cancer Research Fund, the Agency for International Cancer Research, says processed meat at least should not be eaten at all. Never. That's the meat that's been dried, that's been smoked, that's been salted, that has added chemicals like sodium nitrate. These things are harmful for us, and so the International Agency for Cancer Research says because of intestinal cancer, you should never eat such meats. You should understand very well why the Atkins diet and the high-protein diet is not for you. It's not a good diet. High-protein diet tends to cause kidney damage. We now know that in the United States, for example, 10 to 11% of all the population has kidney disease, and 90% of them don't know it because the doctor waits till your blood creatinine is elevated before he diagnoses it, and that doesn't happen until one of the last stages of the 5 stages of kidney disease. The nephrologists, the kidney specialists today are saying we can decrease renal disease by 32% if in the early stages we're on a low-protein diet. So we need to give you a good diet that's adequate in protein but is not super high like the Atkins type of diet. The Dietary Advisory Group for the United States government, which comes every 5 years, recommends the best diet. And they recommended in 2015 for the first time that the vegetarian diet is a good diet to follow. And they usually would put in what kinds of foods made up the good diet. In the past few years, they've always said the lean meat was part of the best diet. But this time they left lean meat out because they know it's not the best thing to add in the diet. But when it got to the high political level, the head of the Department of Agriculture, the head of the Department of Health, together they put lean meat back in and said it's part of the good diet. So the scientists are saying it's no good, and the politicians are saying, yes, it's still good.